You know, it's interesting because Deborah was saying she's been involved in a lot of these, watched a lot of these cases on television, for example, and always assumed that it was the parents. She says this has totally changed her perspective on cases like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Dan, thanks very much. Let's bring in Brad Garrett, former FBI special agent, also ABC News consultant. You've done hundreds of interrogations. When you look at that tape, what do you see?
I see a woman that's obviously in a lot of pain. I do have a little concern about some of her answers in that there is something about the way she answers Dan's questions that still tell me there's a piece of information that she is, something went on that night. And when you look at their two stories, in other words, what each parent said to Dan, they match. But George, they don't match at the important time. The important time is before Jeremy came home. What happened between quote unquote 10:30 and 4 a.m.? That's the real question. Where was baby Lisa? Was baby Lisa ever in bed with Deborah? Those type of things, because children obviously are very vulnerable to being suffocated, whether they be in their own room or with their parents.
And that's why the story that Jeremy told you about the stray cat that they brought in the house, the only unusual thing that happened that night, might be significant.
It's possible. I mean, you know, we hear that now Deborah apparently brought in a stray cat. But I have to tell you, after talking to them, looking them in the eye, you know, it's tough to believe that they were involved. Now, with that said, there have been cases where I've either interviewed people or seen them on TV and said, whoa, wow, this would be hard to believe if this were true, and I was wrong. But when you talk to them, not only are the stories consistent, they're, you know, and look, they've been telling this story now for a couple of weeks, so it's not like you're talking to them within a day or so. But, you know, they do seem like, on the face, they seem like simply grieving parents. But
then, so your gut tells you, boy, I just can't believe they did it. But did you learn anything else from them that might lead you to believe what did happen?
I mean, no, not from them. I mean, they have a lot of theories, but I don't know that their theories would be, you know, particularly useful here, because they've already laid them all out to the police, and the police have now followed up on a lot of potential tips. And so it seems we're at a little bit of an impasse. And there has been some new news. I mean, this weekend there was a search in an abandoned house where they found some diapers and baby wipes. The authorities are saying, you know, we think that those were old, weren't related. The National Guard did a full search on Sunday. So they are still moving forward with this case.
But we're almost 2 weeks out now. Are we heading into cold case territory?
Almost. But I'm still telling you that the area between 10:30 at night and 4 o'clock in the morning are still extremely important. And the whole idea that somebody actually broke in this house, it just doesn't work for me. The noise, the window, all of those things just doesn't work for me. So is this still an abduction? Maybe it is. But I still think there's more to be had for Mrs. Bradley.
Okay, Brad Garrett, Dan Abrams, thanks very much. Great interview.